for correct ones.
And it's worth remembering the scoring is different for general training compared to academic,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. The score tables converting correct answers to band scores are different because the tests themselves have different content and arguably slightly different levels of difficulty in the passages. So make sure you're looking at the GT score table.
Good reminder. Okay, let's wrap up with some general reading tips, drawing from the resources and Liz's advice again.
Right. I think the first point is maybe the most fundamental. Be realistic about where your English is right now. Knowing your level helps you know what to work on.
Absolutely. And practice is key, isn't it? But specifically with general training tests.
Yes, get familiar with the GT format, the types of texts often shorter, more everyday topics in the first sections compared to academic. Though Liz does make a good point that using academic practice tests can also be helpful
Why is that?
because the skills and the question types are fundamentally the same. Matching headings is matching headings, TFNG is TFNG, whether it's a GT or AC passage. So AC practice can still build those core skills.
Makes sense. So during the test, what's the main focus?
Locate the answers. Decide on the answer. Don't get bogged down trying to understand every single word you don't know. Focus on the task. And
Yeah.
manage your time. Don't get stuck.
Yeah, time pressure is real.
Yeah.
And you mentioned being aware if grammar matters, like in sentence completion.
Right. Some question types need a grammatically correct answer to fit the sentence. Others don't. Pay attention to the instructions. And using all caps for answers is fine if you prefer it.
Okay. And just to quickly recap those specific strategies. Matching headings look for the paragraph's overall aim, its main point.
Not just keywords. And TF&G really understand the statement first, then check the passage for matching or contradicting meaning or lack of information. Focus on meaning. Be ready for paraphrasing.
Right. So pulling all this together for the IELTS General Training Computer-Based Rating in 2025, it really tests your ability to dig into a text, find details, get opinions, infer meanings, see the main points.
Yeah, you'll face different questions, but those two we focused on, matching headings and true false not given, they really test that deeper comprehension. Getting good requires strategy, focusing on meaning over just words, and really knowing the test format.
Okay, so that brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. We've talked a lot about understanding implied meaning, about not just taking things literally in this test. So here's something to think about. How could practicing reading comprehension more broadly? Maybe reading different kinds of articles, analyses, opinion pieces, things beyond just IELTS books. How might that not only help you with the specific test section, but also just make you a sharper, more critical reader in general, better able to navigate all the information you encounter every day?
That's a great point. We definitely encourage you to go back to the sources we discussed, look for more official IELTS prep materials, and keep building both your skills and your confidence.